So today is a very special day for me. I have been trying to hunt down Vivianite for literally 3 years. Only Vivianite I've ever really seen on the market is typically stuff that's at gem shows and is going for like $300 to $500 a kilo, and the quality is very poor. So my idea was, how do I get myself to the mine? And after 3 years, not only did I get myself to the mine, but I also bought out the collection of the mine, which was 500 kilos worth. The quality is exceptional. We're gonna unpack it together today. For me, this is such an amazing situation. I'm gonna unpack the material myself. I'm super excited to get started, so let's start. This is my first big piece of Vivianite. So when unpacking this stuff or when shipping this stuff, we have to be extremely delicate because we don't want it to get completely destroyed. I mean, again, we expect there to be some fracturing and some damage to the pieces regardless, but we want to do our best. As you can see, I'm unpacking it on top of foam for the bigger stuff. The smaller stuff is not necessary, but beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Okay, so like you said, you're expecting that to happen, but hello. You got that Vivianite dust. What happens when you sniff that? You go first. Give it a little sniff. Nothing's gonna happen. Only good things will happen. You can hear, but the delicacy that you have to unpack this, you have to be like super delicate because it's like literally just looking to fall apart on you. Okay, and then what's also nice is we're gonna get like single crystals like this. You can see they're super green, and these are really nice. Tom, what is that? Is that chalcedony? What is that? Black, it's like black druze. Do you know what that is? This is really cool because you can see the inside is like a goethite or like a black druze to some degree, which is really nice. This is a really nice piece. I've literally been hunting this stuff down for 3 years. I've bought several pieces myself from dealers. Vivianite is so far away from the consumer that it goes through like 5 or 6 hands before it actually gets to a consumer. So that's why usually you see the prices on this stuff being astronomical. Even I've seen $500, $800 a kilo. I mean, $300 a kilo I think is fair on this. I mean, I've seen dealers selling $300 a kilo Vivianite at gem shows, but the quality was just terrible. Not this quality. Vivianite has a Mohs hardness of 2. It actually oxidizes from the fact that it's hydrated iron phosphate, meaning that the iron inside of it, it's a hydrated iron phosphate mineral, meaning that there is moisture inside of the material. When the sunlight hits it, it actually affects the color of the stones. That's why people say to keep Vivianite out of the sun. Eventually, it becomes this like transparent green. After oxidizing completely, it becomes like a black color. This particular material is out of Amazonia. It's in the northern part of Brazil. Vivianite crystals are found largely inside of fossil shells, usually attached to fossil bones. So when you see the matrix on Vivianite, potentially we could be looking at fossilized bone. Vivianite was supposedly named after John Henry Vivian. He was a mine owner and a mineralogist living in Cornwall, England. Vivianite was discovered at Weelkind in St. Agnes, Cornwall. And again, one of those things where it's a highly desirable mineral, but also quite rare. I don't personally go to the mine anymore. So I'm not gonna get on a plane and go fly out to Amazonia and go hunt down a miner. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contract someone that's in that area to go to the mines and find the miners and eventually ask them for this material. The problem is that Vivianite isn't produced in very large quantities. So for you to get your hands on 500 kilos of Vivianite, especially of this quality, is really difficult. And what I wound up eventually brokering was that all the lower quality Vivianite, I didn't want it. I just don't want the lower quality stuff. So they were able to sell the lower quality stuff to most of the other dealers who want to deal in lower quality stuff. For me, I only want to deal in the best of the best material. And so I was able to actually broker. And again, like I said, it took we're at 3 years now of me trying to get this done. And for it to make sense for me to import it and do everything I had to do to get this done, it's not as easy as one would think. I know many people in Brazil over the course of, the 10 years I've been going to Brazil. And so, I just contracted the right people to go find this mine for me to get into the mine. Because again, like I said, I'm not going. myself anymore. I'm kind of done doing that.
Why don't you go to the mines anymore?
It's not that I don't go to the mine anymore. It's that it doesn't make sense for me to go mine hunting. Meaning that it doesn't make sense for me to get on a plane, try to get myself into a mine. It's a lot, it's expensive, it's costly, it's time consuming, and there's little guarantee around it. So it's better that you have someone on the ground, locate the miners, let's do a transaction, which is what happened right here. And then the next time, now that we all know what's going on, it makes sense for me to go visit the mine. But initially, I'm 40 years old, I'm not gonna go mine hunting. You know, there it is, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, look, these are huge, like barrels. Look at that, it's literally a barrel.
Wow.
And that's not Vivianite right there. That's another mineral. I don't know what it is, but it's not Vivianite. This is extremely lucrative material. For me to get my hands on this, this is not like a common thing. Good luck doing this. Again, like I said, this was 3 years of dedication. This was not like, good luck getting this done. I've been in this business for 15 years and I've done a lot of this was one of the most difficult things to make happen in my 15 years of being in this business. So the thing is that this is all crusted, this is all fossilized on the backside. And what we could do is we could actually scrape this off and clean this and we'd get to all of this is Vivianite. Again, it's just that this is all fossilized. Since I bought it out of the mine, a lot of it is not going to be extremely clean and there might have to be some work that we need to do to some of this material to get it to the right spot.
Vivianite is also really rare. Before I worked here, I spent a lot of time going around to different crystal shops, building my collection, finding rare stones. And Vivianite was always one that was really difficult to find. I think I only ran into one shop that ever had Vivianite. And this is the first time I've seen it here. And in this quantity, I've never seen anything like in this amount of quantity for Vivianite. Interesting thing about Vivianite is that the oxidation process of Vivianite is a little different than other minerals that oxidize, like pyrite, where Vivianite, it's an entirely internal process. It's no water or oxygen is exchanged from the mineral to its outside environment. It's the introduction of light that kickstarts the oxidation process and begins oxidizing the internal minerals and elements, causing the color change over time.
What's not going to happen at the mine is they're not going to want to risk chopping this out, because if they really damage it, because what's going to happen is that I'm going to want to get in here. I'm going to want to try to remove this surface layer as much as I can to get in here, because we can see that the whole thing is crazy beryl all the way through. You can see that deep blue. This is a really high-end piece. So we're going to have to kind of chisel our way and chop our way through here, which the miners are probably not going to want to do, because the more that they damage the piece, the less valuable it comes, you know. So this stuff is going to get graded between 3 different qualities, A, B, and C, let's just say. For me, I'm only looking for the A and the B quality. C quality, I don't want anything to do with it, which so far, after unpacking everything that I've unpacked, I don't see one piece of even I don't see any C, and the B to A ratio, it's like A quality looks like 80%, B quality looks like 20%. And people are gonna love this because, like, again, I've had people asking me all the time to get my hands on this material. It's literally taken me 3 years to do it. Now we're finally here. And so people can expect to see this material being sold through our company now. And most likely we're gonna probably save around 50% of this material, probably hold on to it for about 5 years. You know, in 5 years from now, we'll probably go back and whatever material we have, we'll probably save 50% of that and sell the other 50% and kind of continue along this way until we get down to a smaller amount of pieces. If you're in this business, you got to be thinking long term. You got to be thinking 5, 10, 15 years down the road. If you're just thinking about what makes sense for you today, then it's not a good idea for you to, you know, think you're going to be in this business for the long term. If I sell all of this material today, let's just say I want to like make 30% on this material, right? Which is probably what I'm looking to do. 5 years down the line, let's just say the price of this material skyrockets and is triple, quadruple what it's worth today. I'll shoot myself in the foot at that point because I could have saved that material and now it's worth its weight in gold. And that's something that, you know, sometimes people don't like that narrative. Oh, might say that I'm trying to keep all the good stuff. But yes, that's kind of the idea, is the best of the best stuff, you hold on to it. And again, this is very exciting for me to unpack. Like this guy right here so far is my favorite. This is out of everything I've unpacked, this is my favorite because it's already kind of unpacked, it's already unveiled, where I think that this is gonna be the best quality rock I've unpacked so far, but there still needs to be work to get it there.